What's going on, guys? It's Aram from Event Visionary, and today we wanted to go over a couple of tips to help you guys out with planning your first event. We'll also go through our ticketing system to help you understand the flow of basically publishing an event, what that looks like in the back end. So let's go ahead and start. The first thing that you need to do if you're planning an event is you need to find a venue, right? A location for the event. And you ideally want to have a couple of dates in mind. Usually you want to plan a few months ahead of time, depending on the type of event that you're doing. But ideally you want to give yourself at least 2 to 6 months. I would say 6 months is a good, is a good like long-term strategy. If you're wanting to get really ahead, I would say 6 months is pretty good. But anyway, you can do it as early as like 2 months. I've seen events organized even quicker than that, although it's kind of it's harder to do that, and you need to have a lot of things in place to be able to do that, most notably connections. So contact those venues, and you speak to somebody in management about allowing you to use their venue for your event, to see what openings they might have. If you want to do an event on a Friday, the venue might not have Friday available. They might already have somebody doing events on Fridays, so you might want to, inquire about various dates. And once you have somebody that's going to allow you to use their venue, then you can go ahead and start contacting various event talent or caterers, depending on the type of event that you're going to be doing. For this video, we'll focus on live music. So for live music, you might want to have an artist or a DJ, right? A live band maybe. You might need to have a lighting tech in place. Sometimes the venues will have their own lighting and sound techs, but it depends. So you'll want to make sure that when you're contacting the venues that you get that information as well, if you're doing any sort of live music or entertainment. Anyway, you can contact the artists. Sometimes the artists or bands or DJs will require a deposit. Now, sometimes in the music industry, it's a little bit, it can be a little bit, you can feel a little bit uneasy as an event organizer or talent buyer, because if you're giving them a deposit, right, and then let's say they don't show up to the gig, which does happen quite often actually. It's kind of common. It's unfortunate, but it happens. We've seen event organizers or talent buyers lose out on thousands of dollars in deposits. It's not, it doesn't happen all the time. It's not the most common thing that happens, but sometimes it's known to happen. In the time that I was working as a live audio tech, I saw it happen at least like once or twice a year. And it would happen a lot with international artists. Sometimes things happen, and unfortunately, that's an aspect of the live music industry that I've seen that is quite difficult to overcome. And while it's not the most common thing, again, that happens, it's common enough that even it's a problem enough that even if it happens to you once, if you gave somebody a $4,000 deposit, let's say, which if this is your first event, you're probably not paying somebody $4,000. But you're most likely doing a local show. But let's just say, for an example, right, if it happens once with $4,000, or even if it happens with $400, that loss sucks. And sometimes what happens is they don't give the money back, unfortunately, right? We've created a solution for this. We're actually the first platform like that has implemented this solution. So we've implemented escrow-style payments. I'll leave a link down below. But basically, the way it works is that the event talent will send you a payment link as an event organizer or talent buyer. They'll send you a payment link. You'll pay the funds into an escrow style account, which means that we're going to be holding the funds for them or for you temporarily until they complete the gig. If they don't complete the gig, right, let's say they don't show up or they show up late. Well, in the case that they don't show up at all, you'll get a full refund. But in the case that they show up late, you'll have the option to negotiate that and or file a complaint and prorate it based on the agreed upon rate. So let's say you agreed to $100 for an hour, but they only did 30 minutes. Well, then they only get $50, right? You can negotiate that. If you guys want to check it out, feel free to sign up using the link in the description, and check it out. You'll basically be allowed to send the talent an invite to onboard. They just need to onboard once. This also actually eliminates any tax compliance paperwork that you might need to do on the front end. And usually, if you're hiring event contractors and you pay them over $600 as of 2025, you have to file 1099. But in order to do that, you need to collect a W-9, and that has like their tax information on there, so that you can report it and they can report it, properly. So if you want to avoid all of that, you can just use our system. It's very simple. It's free to use. Basically, just full disclosure, there is like a buyer protection fee is what it's called. So let's say, the gig amount for the DJ was $400. There's like a small fee that gets added onto that, depending on whether it's ACH or card, a card transaction, that gets added onto that. And that's basically our fee, but it's actually free to manage talent and invite them onto the platform and pay them as well. Anyway, that is the last thing I'll say about, finding and sourcing talent or contracting them for the event, right? So you want to get them scheduled in appropriately and with time. Usually, depending on their availability, right? Sometimes they might not even be available. So you'll want to reach out as early as possible, I would say, as soon as you know where the venue is and the date that you have in mind. You'll want to start reaching out to various talent to figure out who's going to be able to work the gig. So, and that way, once you've actually come up with all of the details of the event, so you know who's going to be at the event, the talent, where it's going to be, what time and date, and so forth, then you can go ahead and list your event to start, on a ticketing platform to start selling tickets. Now, if you go to our website, eventvisionary.com, I'll show you guys briefly what that looks like. So I have it pulled up here, eventvisionary.com, and this is our website. So you can go ahead and create your account here by just hitting create account, and it'll prompt you to it'll take you to the sign up page. So just fill out your details there. I already have an account, so I'm just going to sign in. And you can always log in, by the way, just by going to eventvisionary.com, and then if you've already created your account, just go to login. There's a login button. And then anyway, once you sign up for the first time, you'll be prompted with this sort of setup wizard or setup form, and you'll be prompted to do a couple of things. So we need to enter some organization details and for onboarding for Stripe. So the cool thing about Event Visionary is that let's say you're making ticket sales. Now, we don't take the ticket sale money, the ticket sale revenue directly, and then disperse it or distribute it to the to you guys, to the event organizers, but rather at the point of that transaction, you guys get the money directly. And so if you're getting ticket sales every day, you'll have access to that revenue on a daily basis. So you'll get daily payouts. So that's really important that you connect your account to Stripe. And if you already have a Stripe account, you can actually connect your existing Stripe account. But anyway, here's the organization details. So you put a name for your organization, a description. This will show up on your event pages, which I'll show you guys in a minute. You'll want to share that on your social media pages so that people can access your ticket links or your event pages. You'll put a contact email, which is displayed on that page as well, and then a logo, which I already have here. And then you'll go to connect to Stripe. So again, if you have a Stripe account, this will be very quick. It'll just take like 30 seconds. If you don't have a Stripe account, it'll take like, 2 to 5 minutes. Not a long time either way, but that way, again, you're able to take the payments directly, and we're not holding the funds for your tickets, and you'll get direct access to all of your ticket revenue pretty much on a daily basis. I'm going to go ahead and close that out for now. We're doing a little bit of revamping of the ticketing dashboard, so just ignore this message. But if you haven't completed your onboarding, you'll see this notification here. But let's go ahead and go through what it's like to list an event, okay? So we're just going to go to events. You can hit create an event right here, or you can also actually just click the create event button here, and it'll take you to the form here, which we're going to fill out. So let's say, so you'll want to enter a name for the event. The slug is not important. This will update automatically. So let's say sample name. You can see that it's that it's updating automatically. You'll want to enter an event description. So what's going to be going on at your event? Is there a specific, maybe the lineup can be mentioned here. Sometimes I've seen the lineup mentioned in the name, which is quite common. You can also mention the set times, right? So what time artist X, Y, Z is going to perform. And then you select a venue here. So if you haven't created a venue yet, which you haven't because I'm taking you through the tutorial right now, we're going to want to create a venue first, actually. So where is the event taking place? So you'll want to do that in the venues section. So where's the event taking place? You can enter a name for the venue, the address. You can ignore the slug field. You can edit this as well, but that's not really important. It's only for the URL. You can enter the address. And then if you wanted to do reserve seating to let your customers pick their own seats, you can also do that here by going to the seating charts section or tab and then adding a seating chart. We won't get into that in this video. That's more of an advanced feature, but let's just create your venue like I've done here, and then let's go back to the events tab and then create our event. So now you have your venue. We can go ahead and complete this event form. So we can go to sample event as the name, and again you can enter whatever you want to or whatever applies for the description. I mentioned the common scenarios earlier. So you can select your demo venue or your venue, whatever your venue is, and then you'll want to set basically the event start date and time. So let's say the event starts on the 28th of next week and ends on the 29th at 1 a.m. And I'm just going to enter that. Oh, sorry, that's 10 a.m. 01. You can type 01, or you can also, so you can just type 01. And then you can also set an age restriction. So if this is an 18 plus event, select whatever applies for your particular event. And then here's the reserve seating option, which we'll visit in another video. And then you can make the event free. You can have the customers absorb the service fees. So that's the most common thing. You can add a tax rate here. So I'll just add 10%. You can leave it at 0, but you'll get taxed on it later. But I would say just enter the tax rate, whatever applies to you. You can, to create the ticket types, all you have to do is select this add ticket category tab, and it'll populate this little ticket category box right here. And so here, let's just say we have a general admission, and general admission is I don't know, $30. You can set quantities here. You can have this seats per unit is only applicable when you have a seating chart, so we can just ignore that. You can have another option here for box office only, which would make it so that only your box office personnel can sell this type of ticket. Okay, so this will not be available for customers at their checkout on any of the public event pages where they would check out normally. You'll only be able to check out this type of ticket in the box office via the dashboard here. Okay, and again, you can assign roles to specific people in your organization. So if you have somebody, let's say, selling tickets at the box office, or if it's just you, which might most likely be the case. If you're doing a box office sales, you can toggle this on if you want to have that. I'll just hit save. We won't turn that on right now. And then we can also have, let's say we have a VIP category. VIP is $50, and I'm okay with this quantity, not a big deal, but you can adjust depending on the venue size if needed. So anyway, let me go ahead and save. You can also do, let's say you have a general category for, I don't know, a specific section. Let's just call it, I don't know, the sample, or let me just call it a general admission again. And I'll just call it general admission. And then we want to add subcategories. So let's say we have different prices for adults and children. I can add a subcategory by going down here and clicking the add subcategory. So let's say we have a price for adults, and the adult price is, I don't know, $60. And the child price is $15. We can adjust it like so. 15. There we go. And then also you can all of these ticket types, they have an option to limit time sales, which means that, for example, if you want to do early bird general admission, I'll do that one here. Early bird GA. Let's say if they buy between now and I don't know, if they buy between now, so let's make this $15, so it's cheaper than the $30. You can make it so that it starts now, but the ticket sales end at the end of the week. So you only get this special deal, $15 a ticket, if they buy by the end of the week. Okay. You can add an event image here, but that's basically it for the events. I'm gonna add an image here, so you could just click on it or drag and drop an image. I'll just do this. I think I'm already using this flyer somewhere, so let me use this one, I guess. And then we can just create the event. You can also save it as a draft and come back to it later. But once you've created the event, it's going to show up here. So the one I created was sample event. And you can filter your events if you have a lot by draft, archived. I'm sorry, draft, active, archived, whether you paused sales or ended sales. And then here's a button where you can where it links to your public events page. So this is the page that I was talking about earlier, where you can link it so that on all of your social media accounts, so that your customers can see all of the events that you have coming up. And so this is the event we just created. This is what they would see. And this is the button to select tickets. This is of course responsive, which means that your customer will be able to easily check out tickets on their mobile device. They enter the standard billing info, a phone number if they want, and so on. That's this page here, your events page. So this only shows all of your events. It shows your contact info, your logo, and these pages are created automatically, okay, for your account once you sign up. So let's go back to the dashboard real quick. And I mentioned earlier that we have this box office feature, right? So where do we access that? Well, you just click on the event here under event. So you go to the events tab, right? And then you click on the event. And then that first tab that we have open here is a sell tickets tab. And this essentially is acting as our like box office area, right? So you can add tickets to the cart. You can see the cart populated over here on the right. You have the parent category with the subcategories here for children and adults. And then you have I believe this was the early bird ticket. Oh no, I'm sorry. The early bird was the first one. Which one is this? This one is the VIP. You could enter order details here. If you want to text customers a PDF of their tickets, you can do that here. Otherwise, type their email, and it'll email them it'll email them the actual tickets. You have the option also of adding order notes. So you can enter, this information is optional, by the way, in the box office. You don't have to enter any of the address information. So that makes it easier for you as at the box office. You can add order notes, which is pretty useful. We see this used pretty often. And then you can proceed to checkout here after you enter all this info. And you can enable your own payment methods, by the way, as well through Stripe. So if you want to accept ACH, which is it's not very common. People mostly do credit cards, or you want to do Klarna, I believe, is another popular one for basically financing, so to speak, the payments if your tickets are expensive. Like usually we see that used in like $1,000 transactions where tickets are like over $1,000 or something. Anyway, you can scan tickets here at the box office. And again, you can do this on a mobile device. You can have dedicated personnel also who are allowed to access this, to scan tickets. When customers, when you guys scan tickets at the door, what'll happen is it'll automatically populate, or it'll automatically mark the attendees present as they come. And it'll be, so they're not shown here because there's no sales. This is just a demo event. But all of your ticket sales or attendees will be shown here. They'll be listed. And as you scan their tickets, they will have a green check mark next to them, which means they've been marked admitted automatically when you scan them in, okay? And then in your orders, you can look at your order list to see how much the customer paid. You can resend e-tickets if they didn't receive them for whatever reason, or they just want another copy, let's say, of the e-tickets sent to a different email. You can look at all of the order information there, which again, sorry, it's not shown here because we just created the event, so there's no orders, and also this is a sample event, so there's not going to be any orders. But you can also download a CSV list of all of your orders and attendee lists, and usually this is helpful if you're, if you have multiple people working at the door and maybe not all of them have access to the system for whatever reason, and or you want to do some some analyzing later, or whatever you want to do. This option is there for you. You can export this as the list as a CSV. It'll show their table number if you're using our dynamic seating chart, and all of that useful information. The settings tab has a couple options as well for pausing ticket sales for the entire event. You can do that here. So let's say I want to stop ticket sales. Maybe there was an issue with the event, or maybe I have to, I don't know, for whatever reason, right? Like, let's say something comes up, you have to pause ticket sales. I can hit pause sales, and I can just pause sales here, and I can resume them later. So let me pause, and then let's go to the public page. You can see here that this page will now say that sales are paused, and so your customers will not be allowed to purchase tickets if they're paused. Okay, so let me go ahead and resume sales here. But anyway, that's you have a couple options here as well, right? So mark as draft, move to archive, or cancel the event, which hopefully doesn't happen, but it happens. So that's basically an overview of how the ticketing platform works. If you have any questions about how to get started with this, or you need help, feel free to let us know in the comment section, or send us an email at support@eventvisionary.com. And again, if you are looking to hire talent through our platform, you can do so by clicking this link here. This is available in the dashboard as well. So if you want to pay talent in a way that your payments are secure, and you don't run into any issues where somebody just ghosts you, or they run away with your money, you have the option of paying them through our platform here, right? So you can invite them. There's a lot more things coming, so you can basically just send them an email here to invite them to onboard, and once they've onboarded, they'll show up here under onboarded talent, and you'll be able to manage all of your contracts with them and view the payment status. So if you've already made the deposit, it'll show there that you've made the deposit. And again, it'll only be released to them once they've completed the gig. If they haven't completed the gig, you'll basically be entitled to a full refund, right? If they don't show up, as an example. So just know that that's there as an option. Again, let us know if you guys have any questions about either ticketing or the escrow-style payments platform. And again, you can access all of this at eventvisionary.com for free. I hope you guys found this video useful. Best of luck with all of your events.